get set up.
So.
As you know, we're conducting an ongoing inquiry into corruption in public office. This interview relates to Russian influence within your government.
Suspicious links between you, your party, and Putin's oligarchs.
Sir, are you able to help us with our inquiries?
And you've just asked the sort of question that I know Westminster people are interested in.
I'm interested in one thing and one thing only, and that's bent Prime Ministers.
London's become the money laundering capital of the world. £100 billion of stolen cash every year, much of it laundered by wealthy Russians. And it happened on your watch.
It is very, very important that this should not turn into a general sense that we're against Russians.
Nobody's against ordinary Russians, fella. We're against supposed public servants having their heads turned by a fistful of rubles. D.I. Arnott.
Item reference LBD2, a report by Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee. It says, quote, Russian influence in the UK is the new normal, and there are a lot of Russians with very close links to Putin who are well integrated into the UK business and social scene, and accepted because of their wealth.
No wonder you tried to cover up that report and stop it being published.
This is real, I'm sorry to say, and with great respect, so this is complete Bermuda Triangle stuff.
Fancy yourself as a comedian, do you, fella? The Ukrainians elected a comedian, but funnily enough, he turned out to be a dedicated leader who isn't selling out his country for party political donations.
Since you became leader, your party has taken £2 million from Russian-linked oligarchs.
Your party even took £160,000 for you to play a tennis match against the wife of Putin's former finance minister.
You, sir, have a conflict of interest between serving our national security and serving your own greed.
There's no country in the Western world that is more vigilant in protecting the interests of this country or the international community from Russian interference.
God give me strength. You must think we were born yesterday, D.I. Arnott.
On screen, image 13. Image 13 is a photograph of you at an Italian airport when you were Foreign Secretary.
You'd spent the night at an Italian castle owned by Evgeny Lebedev. Evgeny Lebedev is the son of a former senior KGB officer.
When you were asked if it was true that your trip to see Lebedev was against the advice of your officials and without the 24/7 security detail usually assigned to a Foreign Secretary, you didn't deny it.
One witness who saw you at the airport described your appearance, quote, he was such a mess. He was quite dishevelled and his trousers were twisted and creased. He looked like he'd slept in his clothes.
What the hell were you playing at? You were the bloody Foreign Secretary.
What I can say is that
while the country was about to go into the first COVID lockdown, the greatest public health threat in living memory, your mind was on other things, giving Lebedev a peerage.
And when our security services rightly told you it was a national security risk, you overruled them and did it anyway.
And now he sits in our parliament as Lord Lebedev of Siberia.
On screen, image 18.
This is Lord Lebedev and his dog. What's the dog's name, Prime Minister?
Lebedev named his dog Boris.
I don't think there's anything to see here or to worry about.
I'll give you nothing to see here, fella. D.I. Arnott?
On screen, item reference LBD4. LBD4 is a photograph of Conservative Party Chairman Ben Elliott. He's the one who raised money for you from Russian oligarchs, isn't he?
But he also runs a luxury concierge company that catered to billionaires from Russia, including some with close links to Putin.
And he set up a Conservative Party advisory board that let the biggest donors, including some with links to Putin, gain privileged access to you, to ministers and advisors at the top of government. You, sir, are a cavalier risk to our national security.
We've brought in the biggest package of global sanctions ever imposed on Russia, and we will go further unless and until this aggression stops.
Mother of God, we've known for years who Putin was. He's poisoned people on the streets of Britain. He's poisoned and imprisoned political rivals. He's wiped Syrian towns off the map and killed thousands of men, women, and children. But still, you threw open the door to his oligarchs to buy privilege and influence while you and your cronies raked it in. Well, Prime Minister, let me tell you, you may have already sold your soul to the devil, but by God, this country belongs to us, not you. And this country is not for sale, not 1 inch of it. Our challenge to the enemies of democracy, not for sale. Our commitment to our allies, not for sale. Our compassion for victims of war, not for sale. Our values, sir, not for sale.